Process was pretty straightforward. We went over multiple scenarios and models, looking at the different options on funding and when it would hit that break even number. I worked with Tyler on this. Eventually, what we ended up coming up with was a $50,000 policy is what I wanted to start with. And from the time we got it set up to the time that the medical exam where they came to my house and drew blood or whatnot, and in place, I think it was 3 weeks, maybe 4. It wasn't very long. And then I fully funded it within the first few days of that. And I pulled out the money probably within a week of it being established. And I took that money and I repaid myself back from a line of credit that I'd used to go into a syndication. And the loan was in place for that first policy. And as I started thinking more about it, I talked to Tyler again. We ran another model where I set up a second policy that was identical to the first with Guardian, a 90-10, and it was for another 50,000. So we had 100 all in, funded the second one, did the same process because there was another deal that came up. So I pulled out not quite the full cash value, but quite a bit of it and went into the second deal. And over the last 10 months or so, maybe almost a year that I've had these two policies in effect, I paid back the loans in full from other things that have worked out. And the nice thing is the interest is it's paid back. It's credited back into your account. If you're asking about the process, it was really quick. The second one was even faster because I didn't have to get another medical exam or anything. And then getting the money out of the policy only took a matter of a few days. It was pretty quick. And yeah, my thing is I'm going to use it and then try to repay it if I can each year to get the interest credited back and then just be able to fully fund on day one. And the way I do that is I use my HELOC or a line of credit that has a lower interest rate and I'll pull it out and go straight into that because then I'm making interest only payments on those. And then I'll repay the IBC policy in full before the anniversary date. And hopefully once the syndications start rolling and we have more that go in a full circle, I will be able to use those funds to repay it. I thought, yeah, I'm in almost year 2. Getting ready to open up a cash value line of credit with one of the banks that some of the people in the group have already started using. I just needed to reach a certain threshold to be able to do that. And that will help drop my interest rate from 5.6, 5.7, I think, down to like a mid to high on what I'm borrowing. So the only risk there is going to be a call from the bank if needed, but I think it's a pretty low risk.